afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another new episode of Today's Youth. And today I'm joined here live at the studio by Mahmoud Kamel. He is a talent and performance leader. He will tell us about entrepreneurship and his experience in having his own startup, the challenges that faces him, and he will also focus on communication skills. Thank you very much for joining us, Mahmoud.
Thank you so much, Naveen. Pleasure being here with you.
Mahmoud, you studied the management and you studied the business administration. Yes. So tell me, why did you choose management and business administration? Is it you had in mind that you will have your own startup?
At the beginning, when I started, it was not my passion to have a startup or to have a business, but I loved the business and the management, so I wanted to study them. And after that, I worked in some places, some hotels, and then I found that I have the passion to start my business and I have a good background to do this.
Mm-hmm. Right. You have your own startup?
Yes.
So would you tell me more about entrepreneurship and what are the challenges that faces a young entrepreneur to start his own business? I mean, there are a lot of challenges. Yes. At the beginning specifically.
And this is one of the main reasons why the majority of the business are not completing after the first year. Because entrepreneurship, some people think it's very easy. I will have my business, I will do whatever I want. And actually it's not like this. You will work more than anybody else because you are the one who will take the profits or the one who will take the loss. Mm-hmm. So it's a little bit hard, but it deserves what you will do. And in these economic things are happening in the world and in Egypt, it's really a little bit challenging. But if you have passion and you want to do it, you must have a persistence to continue to be able to reach what you want.
Mm-hmm. And what are the main challenges that could face a young entrepreneur at the beginning of his startup?
If they are not having a plan, because in management the first pillar is planning. After mm-hmm. this, organizing and then leading and then controlling. Mm-hmm. Some people don't have a plan, they have only an idea, but they are not having a plan or action plan mm-hmm. or a business plan, what they will be doing and how they will do it, and mm-hmm. they start to execute, and then they found themselves that things are not going okay because mm-hmm. there is no plan in the beginning. They mm-hmm. didn't make a feasibility study enough to be able to know what will be the challenges, what will be the cost. So things didn't go well. So he think that entrepreneurship is hard. But the thing is, they didn't plan for it in the beginning.
They didn't plan well.
Yes.
Do you think that one should plan for himself?
Yes, of course.
And conduct his own feasibility study?
Yes, we do self-management as well. We have management in business and everything, and we manage ourselves as well. So in order to manage myself, first thing I have to do is to plan. Mm-hmm. And the first point in planning to know what are my pros and cons. Mm-hmm. I'm very good in this, my strengths and my weaknesses, to be able to know what I can start and what I can do mm-hmm. with those capabilities I have.
Mm-hmm. Well, I would like you to tell me also about marketing strategies. I mean, the first aspect of a success of any startup is marketing.
Yes.
So how do you put for yourself a marketing plan?
It depends on what will be your product. Are you providing a service or are you providing a product? And who are your audience? The target audience will make you able to choose your strategy. Are you targeting youth? Are you targeting adult people? Are you targeting, for example, mothers only? Accordingly, you will know which audience are you targeting, and then you will choose the marketing channel that you will choose for.
Mm-hmm. Right. You're also specialized in communication skills.
Yes.
So tell me more about the significance and importance of communication skills to any business.
That's very nice. Communication, we do it every day with each other and with people on the street, with your driver, on WhatsApp, we are texting on the phone and face-to-face. Like now we are having communication with our audience through the cameras. So communication is very important in day-to-day life. And when you go to business, we have different departments, we have different levels. For example, we have the top management level, we have the middle management, and we have the first line, which are the supervisors and the team leaders. Then we have the employees. So if there is no good communication between different departments and between different levels of management, things will not go well. This mm-hmm. will lead to losing a lot of time, and mm-hmm. this will lead to losses of profits.
Mm-hmm. What are the most important communication barriers?
Communication barrier, first, if communication is, we have two parties. The first part is the sender, and the second party is the receiver. So the sender think about the message they want to send. And after that, they choose the medium, how I will send this message. I will talk to you over the phone. This will be voice only, or I will text you on WhatsApp, for example, or we will have a face-to-face communication or meeting. Mm-hmm. This is the medium, and then it will be coming to the other party. The message will be received to the receiver. The receiver makes something we call decoding. So he will think what you have said, the way you have said, means what for me emotionally and conceptually. And after that, I will give you feedback. So it's a two-way process. Inside all of this, we have the noise, which is the communication barriers you have been asking for. So the communication barriers is anything that will make a barrier in the communication between us. For example, a noise. If you are here in the studio and some people are making some maintenance, for example, so we will have a strong noise. For example, if someone is ill, I will not have enough attention with you. And one of the most important things is the prejudge. If I have a prejudge in someone
About you.
about
If I
the
have
other
a
person,
prejudgment about the other person.
I will deal with him or her with this prejudge. So
Yeah.
this will make a miscommunication. Also, we can add for this different cultures. If we have different cultures, even in Egypt, from Alexandria to Aswan, we have different cultures. Even we are the same nationality, we are all speaking Arabic. But some words, for example, or abbreviations, or even signs with hands, the gestures, have different meanings from place to place. And finally, the language. If we are talking different languages, for example, we are now speaking English. If someone Chinese is watching us, they will not
This is the
understand
barrier.
anything.
Language barrier is the most important barrier, I
So
think.
my part is to know what are the barriers and try to cross them to have a successful communication.
Well, do you consider texting there is a communication barrier because you don't see the person
Exactly.
in face to face. I mean,
Yes.
you don't see him face to face. So is this a communication barrier?
If we put them in order, so texting will be the least one. Because there is no emotions, there is no voice tone. You will know from my voice tone how I'm feeling, if I'm serious or not, if I'm friendly or not. And there is no facial expressions. And the most important thing that affect in communication is the visual things.
So face-to-face is the best communication method.
If we want to clarify something, if it's a long message, for example, so face-to-face communication will be better than emailing or texting, yes.
Also, different methods of perceptions.
Yes.
This is also one point to be tackled.
Perception, it needs from me, for example, that I will need to be open-minded. And open-minded means that I'm open to know new things. I'm open to see things from different point of views. If you are here together, me and you in the studio, we are looking at the same number, for example, number 6. One of us will see it number 6 and the other will see it number 9. And both of us are correct. But one of us will need to come in the other person's shoes and to see what they are seeing and how they are seeing them to have the correct perception. So being open-minded, that I'm available to see something different and that I'm not worried about having something wrong. If I misunderstood, there is nothing wrong about that and we can correct it together.
Right. Tell me, when you started your own business, your own startup, what were, from your own personal experience, what were the challenges that you faced at the beginning?
Challenges in the beginning, that it was in 2016 and it was the first devaluation. Yes, it was in November.
Yeah.
And it was very roller coaster for like 6 months or something like that. I even thought about closing everything. And after that, things became better. And some business coming up with me. It was very good. Another thing that I'm having a plan, but the market was not, all the companies didn't have enough budget for the training. I provide training for corporates, so corporates don't have any money, so I want to have another source of money to be able to continue and to be able to put my expenses.
Tell me more about your training experience. I know you provide training for different companies.
Yes, for hotels and companies, international organizations, yes.
And you give communication skills at Ain Shams University. You give lectures on
management. Yes, I'm lecturer at Ain Shams University. I'm providing management as a subject for them. Training started with me even before I was graduated. And I loved this field. I found myself in this. I started with hotels in the beginning, international hotels. And after that, I provided some trainings as a freelancer for some corporates. And then I took it that I have a good business and a good data for my clients. So why not I will open my company and to expand.
Right. What would you tell a young entrepreneur who is starting his own business about overcoming obstacles and challenges, about persistence and perseverance to achieve his goals?
Okay, first they need to have a plan. They need to have a good team, a suitable team for what they want to achieve. And after that, the persistence, they will need to continue and continue. And they are having any challenges, they need to have mentor or they need to consult someone professional and have experience in this.
Right. Well, Mahmoud, we're going to go to a short break and we'll be right back.
من أول يوم فتحنا علينا في الدنيا وجينا بنلون ونشخبط بإيدينا وبنرسم. يعني الإبداع كان مولود فينا لحظة ما وعينا، لو شفنا وبصينا حوالينا نتعلم. يلا سيب بصمتك، يلا يلا سيب لمستك، يلا شوف الكون سبحان من حلا. يلا سيب بصمتك، يلا يلا سيب لمستك، يلا شوف الكون سبحان من حلا. بلدنا نجملها ونبنيها ونتغزل فيها، والفرصة بتيجي للي بيسعى تناديله، وفي أجمل صورة هنخليها من خوفنا عليها، ودي همة واحد واحد فينا وضميره. يلا سيب بصمتك، يلا يلا سيب لمستك، يلا شوف الكون سبحان من حلا. يلا سيب بصمتك، يلا يلا سيب لمستك، يلا.
Welcome back, Mahmoud. We were talking about communication skills, and I want you to tell us more about the 5 levels of listening and face-to-face communication.
Yes, this is a very important point. Actually, in the book, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People for Stephen Covey, in habit number 5, he mentioned that this habit is seek first to understand, then to be understood. So be able to understand you, I will need to listen. And here we are having 5 levels of listening, starting with the least one, which is ignoring, that I'm not having eye contact, I'm not paying attention, I'm not listening, and I'm not interested in what is being said. The second one is pretending listening, that from the name, I'm pretending that I'm listening, I'm having eye contact with you, but and I'm nodding my head and everything, but I'm not actually listening.
I'm not focused.
You look focused. I'm pretending that I'm listening, that everything is okay, and you think that I'm listening, but I'm not listening at all if you ask me about anything. And number 3 is the selective listening. I'm select some things to listen to if I'm interested in or not. I will choose to listen or not. And number 4 is to listen to respond. I'm letting you finish what you are saying in order to respond. I'm having a speech pre-made, and whatever you said, I will say the same thing that I will say. So this means that I didn't listen well and didn't think. And number 5, which is the most important one, is the active listening, that I listen and then think in what is being said, and after that I will go for responding or replying according to what I listened. And in 1975, we have a professor called Albert Mehrabian. He's Albanian, from Albania. And he said that in face-to-face communication, while we are communicating, we have 3 things while we're communicating. It's words, what you are saying, and the tone of voice, how you are saying this, and finally the visuals. Everything is being seen or watched by the other person. And what is significantly not that the words is only responsible for 7% for communication, only 7%, everything you are saying. And that's why some people say, I didn't say something wrong, but she was not okay. Because what you said, the importance is only 7%, and you lost 93% from the communication. We're going to number 2, which is 38%, the tone of voice. How you are saying what you are saying. Are you interested or not? Your voice is loud or not? And all things related to the voice. And finally, the visuals. My body language.
So which is better with regards to voice, with regards to communication? A louder voice or medium or?
To be heard enough and not to be monotone.
Okay.
Because sometimes my voice is good for you, you are hearing it well, but it's monotone.
Yeah.
So you will lose focus from me if we are continuing like this. So number 5, which is the visuals, it's 55% importance in the communication. So we need to give more importance about our body language, how our facial expression, gestures, how my posture is going when I'm communicating with people. If I'm using, for example, some photos or data on screen, this will be very good about how I'm communicating and receiving the message.
We have some photos here for you if you would
was
like to
in
to
Ain
comment
Shams
on.
University for the graduation for my students. It was last year.
Right. Next, please.
This was for one of the international organizations. It was a retreat in Fayoum, actually. It was training for a private company in real estate. This was for one of the international organizations. Here was one of international telecommunication company. It was training for the leaders. This one was for a private university, private sector university. It was for an accounting company in US, but they came here in Egypt for retreat. And this is the communication process that we have been talking about.
Great. I would like you also to tell me more about the significance of body language.
Yes.
How significant it is.
Body language, as we said, it's 55% individuals in the communication, in the face-to-face communication. And the body language, it has more than 600,000 signs worldwide. And it differs from one culture to another, from one country to another, from one city to another. And the most body language that make problems or misunderstanding is the gestures. So in body language, for example, but we have some international signs. For example, if I'm doing like this, I'm crossing my hands, this is a negative body language. This means that I'm having barrier, I'm making barrier between me and you. So it's a negative body language, for example. But the most important body language, and they have the same meaning in all the cultures, is the smiling. Smiling means peace and means that everything is okay and it's positive. And there's a very nice quote saying that smile is a curve that makes everything straight.
Great.
Yeah.
What comes next to smiling?
Next, smiling in the things that are positive to show you that I'm open to listen with my body language. I'm not doing any barriers. And there is a technique we use, it's called mirror technique, that I'm mirroring your body language. So this will make us common. This will make us feel, for example, if you are in a place and you saw someone, she was your colleague at university, or you studied the same thing, you will feel you are knowing each other. You are having the same ground. So at this point, if you are mirroring the body language, this will make you smarter communication with the other person.
Great. Well, I would like to thank you so much for joining us, Mahmoud, and all the best of luck.
Thank you so much.
And dear viewers, that brings us to the end of this edition of Today's Youth. Many thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more coming up here on Nile TV International.